Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Pathologic 2. There was no episode yesterday because scheduling and my life in general has been a real nightmare lately. That's overstating, but this stuff's been a little tough. It's been tough to find the right time, to find the time to record. So we are back and we're just going to do a double episode. We're going to make up that lost time. Also, I'm pretty fascinated by what is going on in this game and I just want to play a bunch. So I think given our exhaustion situation here, I think our first order of business has to be getting to this factory where we have assumed we will be able to sleep safely. The game's going to great lengths to make sure that I cannot possibly miss that the intention of this structure is that I can sleep here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of sleeping. I think we want to be awake for nighttime. So, what time is it right now in the game? It is 16:42. Okay, yeah, so we get 6 hours of sleep. I assume that it's like a little bit after 1700 when we get there. That should be plenty of time to wake up. I have to, actually use the... Okay, this is the building right here. So never mind. It's not going to take me quite that long to walk there. It'll be right now when we go to sleep. But yeah, that should give us plenty of time to completely refill our exhaustion meter and then get up and look around. Check out whatever terribly creepy thing is happening at the Playhouse. Go see where the children are gathering at night, because we were told about that. I will say, given the way I have actually been playing this game, I am just overjoyed about the way the whole journal and thought system works, because it really does help me keep everything straight. Oh, hey there.
What are you
Hey there,
afraid
kid.
of? That they'll get mad? Huh?
I'm insisting that I am not afraid of anything, and you just ignore all of my conduct to the contrary. I didn't touch anything. What are you doing here, weirdo? Weirdo yourself. Can't you see I'm working? Working on your lockpicking skills? Why are you yelling at me? Old man and I, we used to do a lot of stuff here. I even figured out how to crystallize blue salt, made extracts myself. You think I was just helping him? I know a lot of stuff. Okay, what is that thing on the table then? I probably should have noticed what the thing on the table was before starting the conversation. Did you make it all by yourself? No need to be nasty. Mind your manners. What is that thing? It's a mixer. Old man used to make medicine here, like tinctures, I think he called it. Extracts. From all kinds of gross stuff. You really do know how it works. This seems like a really strange thing to say at this point in the conversation, when there's no evidence at all that this is true. So, you know how to operate it? Well, for some reason, neither of them works. Can you fix them? And I'll do anything, just don't make me go. All right, you little house imp, stay. There's enough room for both of us here. That does seem to be the case. So this is a way of... That's what we're talking about? Is this a way of making things? I guess you just put stuff on there and it drains into the bucket. I mean, I don't have any interaction options, so I'm assuming... Let's see, Father's contraption is out of order. I'll need a chunk of scrap metal and a good spring to fix it. Well, that is a little bit of a shame. Okay, we can upgrade stuff in our inventory. We can tinker. What is the meaning of this? It's like, obviously, we need to have the appropriate resources, but there's also, is that maybe like a difficulty rating or an indication of how much, perhaps, how much durability it would have when we build it? Because, like, the scalpels do have 3 parts to their durability meter, and I'm noticing, you know, the 3 sections here. Alright, well, we don't have the resources to make anything of value anyway. This is my place, so I may as well loot things. Cloth gloves, okay, wear some cloth gloves. And a metal scrap and a spring. Okay, they left us the stuff here to do the thing. I guess let's just grab it all. It doesn't seem like there's any penalty for carrying a lot of things. Okay, so this is the thing we were talking about. This is the thing that's broken. Well, let's unbroke it then. Maybe I should have gone to sleep first. Whoa. Tumbler Human is the name of this that's happening right now. I hear you now. Speak, but waste no breath. Ah, my old friend. No one better to talk with than my own damn self. Really? This is your imaginary friend? What's happening with his whole face area? Now, he would have said, "This place is our true home. One can work here." Yes, home is where your work is. That's an unhealthy attitude, my friend. You can sleep here. This is a good hideout. The door has a strong lock, and not many people know about this lair. You can perform operations here, and, of course, make medicines, without being disturbed by anyone. Live here, son. Live here and continue our work. This place is yours now. Here, you can do anything. Here, you can do anything. That's exactly what he would have said. The alembic works. Golden hands. Now let's review what it's for. Remember Ulmar's? Of course. Yeah, who says I don't? It's a tincture made from herbs. Correct. Tinctures are the foundation of every treatment. The steppe has graced us with its wondrous herbs. Twire, the queen of plants. Swevery, ashen swish, white whip. Tell me, what's so good about them? They have astringent properties, I believe, and thus improve immunity. Properly prepared, a good tincture is a powerful booster. I'm just talking to myself. Why do I even have dialogue options? Correct. They reveal the symptoms of a disease and improve immunity, especially since that was obviously a fake option, because one of the options was they reveal symptoms and the other one was they improve immunity, and this is clearly what Tumblr Human would have said no matter what we picked. How would you make a tincture? Well, I need to combine any two different herbs. Probably there's some clear water involved. I bet once again these are all things that are correct and it's going to be the same answer no matter what we pick. With clear water. Unente, maybe. Clear water and two different herbs. You can find both here. Look in the cabinet. Make a single Ulmar for a start. Okay. How about instead of that I make a single sleeping now happen? Am I... Oh no, I'm like in some kind of crazy state at the moment. My exhaustion meter and my hunger meter are all the way empty. Okay, yeah. Hey there. Somebody's skull. I wonder whose skull that is. Okay, well, while we're in our very strange state, let's, I guess, just do what we are told. May as well drink clean water while we have the opportunity to drink clean water, even though maybe we actually don't, because maybe I'm not really in my body at the moment. So he said, I mean, here's some herbs. What is happening right now? I don't seem to be able to interact with anything. Yeah, we don't have our real inventory. Huh. This is very strange. Okay, it wants me to interact with this, not with the herbs that appear to be by the sink. Okay. For a second there, I thought maybe something had gone horribly wrong. Okay, well, we'll have a good look at all of this stuff, I suppose. It seems like there's no time pressure at the moment. Have we touched morphine before? Yes, we have. Neomycinum. Lowers infection, fixes the bone layer of the human body. Doesn't completely heal the patient, but does lower the chance of death. The best way to avoid infections is to be dead. Antibiotics, which lower infection at the cost of health in general, are the first step to the grave. This is not medical advice, by the way. Got here some black twire. Herbs are the words of the earth. Okay, no, we've seen this. Each blade of twire is unique. Herbalists tell them apart by their voices. Huh. Or their colors, right? It seems like colors would do the job. Okay, so they're all going to have the same text. And they all have the same mouse over text as well. We also have some ferromycinum. Lowers infection, fixes the nerve layer of the human body. And has the same general antibiotic stuff here. Okay. So we are to mix some water and some herbs. I don't know exactly which herbs we are supposed to mix, but we'll try these ones. We'll try brown and red. Okay, we made some Yas tincture. So, can I think of a good, Brown and red makes Yas. That's not an easy one to construct a mnemonic for. What about black and red? Black and red makes Medrel. Reveals disease symptoms when given to an infected person, boosts immunity, so these don't have any obvious difference in their effect. Okay, what about black and brown? That made a Zerk tincture. If I spoke Russian, I'm wondering if these names would more clearly signal what herbs they come from. This has the exact same text, unfortunately. Okay. I get it. I understand. I understand how to make the thing. I'm going to have to figure out how to remember which thing is made with what. Menku knowledge. Father used to practice steppe medicine. Time to follow in his footsteps. Tinctures require clean water and herbs. Well, I mean, that's straightforward enough. Oh, hey there. I assume I'm going to be asked to treat something here. Our mom has some sort of wicked disease, Doctor. Can you give my little sister something to keep her safe? She's a frail one. This September is truly foul. Okay, just don't let your mother get close to her while she's sick. Our place is cramped. We can't make her sleep in the street, can we? Fair enough. That's a definite real concern. Boost immunity with tinctures and store-bought pills. So, status, in danger. Recommendations, administer, and immunity booster. We're getting a whole mechanic thing here added here. Here is where it's being done, in case I didn't make that clear. Well, it doesn't seem to me to matter. I guess we'll just give them, just give her whatever. We have no way of knowing which of these might be best for this task. Recommendations, you did all you could. Good. Now let's get down to curing people. What always comes first? Diagnostics. Or diagnostics, or perhaps diagnostics. Correct again, but you are forgetting something. Pain. Pain is our great ally. It reminds us we're still alive. It drives us to action. However, when a patient is in unbearable pain, we cannot uncover which layer has come out of balance. Not to mention that using Olmars hurts the patient as well. Don't get smart with me, boy. I didn't. That's not what I was doing. I was making a good point. We'll get to Olmars soon enough. For now, get to work. Relieve his pain. I'm not being smart, just grumpy. This could be our character's motto. You're better off without preparing Olmars that relieve pain. That knowledge is taboo. Stick to morphine and you'll be fine. Any medicine is fine if it lets you avoid making cuts. Okay, we'll stick to morphine. Hey buddy, you want some morphine? How would you feel about a bunch of morphine? Patient is in pain. So the pain comes down. When we give him the painkiller, it's not exactly like a shock. And then we could close, or we could give additional painkillers. This feels to me like a pretty high level of pain. It seems to me that we maybe should continue to administer. You gotta be careful with morphine, though, don't you? I don't want to OD this child on morphine, is basically my concern. What if I just hit close here? Okay, we do not have to give the child all of the morphine. It is time for the most important part. Do you remember what a meat is? I do. It is one of the 3 layers in a body. They are bones, nerves, and flesh. This has always struck me as strange. What about blood and internal organs? And why aren't bones the deepest layer? I told you time and again that triangular plots ruin imagination. I also told you that our ancestors perceived the world as a single whole and treasured its many links and connections. Respect the clarity of thought they possessed. What is the most important part in your knowledge of the layers? Knowing the exact nature of an illness is not necessary for healing, as long as we affect the correct layer. How do the Olmars and different herbs correspond to these layers? You can link them to colors for mnemonics. White, yellow, rusty. Okay, that's a fair point and helpful. Let's say you're making an Olmar from 2 herbs. How do you know which color you will get? One of the herbs decides, presumably? You will learn the properties of herbs in due time. Only this way will you understand how things are connected. Grab more herbs and water. Prepare an Olmar of every color. Go in blind for now, and the herbs will reveal themselves to you. Try again and again. That is how you'll learn to link things together. Okay. No one can teach me now, so I have to learn it all myself. Well, he says go and make an Olmar of each color, but we actually already did that. So let's just go ahead and... Nope, I am not going to be allowed to teach the child until I have made another Olmar of each color. Fair enough. Alright. Black and brown makes the darkest colored of the three. Which, unfortunately, this could be... I still don't actually have an idea of this effect. Black and red makes the yellow one, which kind of doesn't seem like a very strong association to me. And red and brown makes white, just like in the real world. An Olmar of every color is linked to a specific layer. Tell me how. It can only reveal the symptoms on that layer. Correct. However, there is a catch. What do you think it is? Well, one can't always immediately uncover the symptom that pinpoints a single layer as the one out of balance. Obviously, this is what I learned in med school. Yes, your job is to eliminate all the wrong possibilities. But also, every single tincture I give the patient hurts them, because, poison. That is so. You have to keep an eye out for pain levels. It is time to act, son. Uncover the symptoms, determine which layer is out of balance. Do your best to use as few Olmars as possible. You have everything you need. I will do my best to be observant here, on account of I don't want this child to die. And even more than that, I don't want to be the one that killed them. So... that's interesting. The tincture the area that's the color of blood is the same color as the Zerk tincture, but this is the only one that's made without using the red herb. It would be so much easier for me, mnemonically, if the red herb made the thing that treats the blood area. Okay. So... select medicine. We just gotta pick one at random, huh? Well, I guess let's do that. So if it's one of these, we do this, and it will tell us if it's one of these problems. Okay. Breath becomes ragged. It's either nerves or blood. Okay, I kind of understand the design of this now. So then... we need to use... we need to use one of these now? Or... how do I know? How do I know what to do with this system? Do I just keep feeding in... we're going to try just feeding in potions that are of one of the infected types. Okay, patient is in considerable pain. Let's just go ahead and dose him up real good. Okay. Well... we need additional diagnostics, so... it feels to me like it would not be helpful to use the tincture that we know is the wrong layer, right? Just give one of these. Okay. Definitive. Profuse sweating. It's in the nerves. Fever. Ragged breathing. Profuse sweating. It's in the nerves. We have a definitive diagnosis. Unfortunately, we do not have... administer a correct antibiotic. I do not have access to my antibiotics right here. Now you know which layer the illness is hiding on. It's time to administer antibiotics. A single one, right? Yes, you can only administer a single one. Antibiotics are harmful, as you know. You'll learn to make your own, but later. For now, you can use pills. Should be a stash around here somewhere. Choose the correct one. Okay. Give medicine. So we have a nerves problem. Use the pills that are nerves colored. Seems pretty straightforward. Treatment successful. Infection level fell. You did all you could. Only a miracle can help now. Should I have helped with the pain again? Maybe. See, that wasn't so hard. Soon you will remember everything. You'll make a great healer. A healer I'll be proud of. Yeah, it's hard, but I'm not afraid of hard work. I am afraid of dying due to exhaustion, so I think it would be really cool if we could rest. Yeah, okay, so that was just, we had a weird memory there. Hold on. Nothing else. We are doing nothing else until we have slept. I will save the game, and then I will sleep. But I think we are in a position here where we could really use a full sleep. We maybe could have done 5 hours there and still gotten the bar empty. Maybe. It seems like the amount of exhaustion that is cured by 6 hours of sleep might be exactly 1 full bar. Alright, so we can fix our thirst immediately. How hungry am I? Fairly hungry. Let's have some breakfast. This garbage bread. And is that it for food in my inventory? It totally is. Alright, well. Also, very dry bread, apparently. Problem solved. So what is wrong with this thing? I guess the kid will probably tell me.
All you need to learn is the right herbal mixtures. That's what the old man used to say. Herbal mixtures.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more complicated than that. Hello? Anyone in there? Can you hear me? For a moment, you just stood there. Feeling bad, maybe? The air's thick here in September. Breathe in too deep and you'll pass out. That seems like a serious problem. I was having a little memory there. I was just remembering Father. So, does it work now? Only one of them. Would you like me to look for scrap metal? What do you need to fix it? Cogs and stuff? Yeah, I'll need a special toolkit for it. Oh, well you can find toolkits in shops, but rarely. But it's doable. But I don't think anyone's selling one right now. But if I see one, I'll let you know. Yeah, well, I haven't seen a single toolkit anywhere over these past few days, so if you find one, let me know. So we can't fix this.
Whose meat it has eaten.
This kid's very strange. Okay. I can make an immunity booster that for some reason also reveals the symptoms of a disease. We also need a toolkit to fix whatever the second contraption is. I assume this is what's going to make me, or let me make my actual antibiotics. Okay. I mean, we got systems, everybody. We got all kinds of systems going on here. Also, apparently these are decorative herbs. These cannot be used for stuff. So, upgrade inventory. I could upgrade my mask. I don't know what this is supposed to be. And it looks like just a cloth. But we need a cloth of a similar type. Maybe this repairs it? It says upgrade. But maybe by upgrade it means upgrade the amount of durability that a thing has or something. Okay, and we would need... I will keep an eye out for these things. Razor. I don't know what that is, and... I also don't remember what that is, but we've definitely seen one before. Unfortunately, I can't just right-click on it and get a description of the item. That's fine. Knowing what stuff is by picture should work well enough. So is there anything else in the sleep room that I missed? Aside from all of the extremely creepy drawings, it looks like the answer is no. Well, then I suppose we are headed back out. Good to have a nice, reliable place to sleep. Oh! Hi there. This guy really wants me to buy this bowl. What's going on, man? You look a little disconnected. Ikara, you're a good man. Buy my bowl. How much? It was like a lot, right? Good as free? 300? I don't have 300. Well, it's not just any bowl. It can bring luck. We had this conversation. Can it talk? Okay. We're just going to get our way out of this conversation. Alright, have it your way. I'll buy it. I just... Huh. It said, like, a loss of money occurred. Can I talk to the bull? I cannot talk to the bull. Wait. I can talk to the bull. Wow. Wonder Bull. So, got anything to say? Turns out the bull does not have anything to say. Kara Busuli, got any surprises in store for me? How long do I need to wait? Shake your head, at least. I hope you're not about to talk just yet. I guess I should give you a name. Okay, what do we want to name our bull? Eternity. Eternity is a pretty weird name for a bull. I kind of love it. Silent, maybe more appropriate, but it's a little on the nose and a little straightforward. Yes, I will call this bull Eternity. It suits you. You do look like you could just sit there and stare directly ahead forever. Okay, good bull. So, we have a bull now, I guess, which is a weird thing. I don't want that guy following me around, though, and trying to sell me this bull forever. So I guess we buy it now. Okay, let's... Someone is still waiting for me at the church. I forgot about that. Let's go and check out the place where the kids gather at the station. I'm pretty curious about that. I'm not going to bother with the revolver. And then we want to get back to the theater at some point before morning. So we are headed generally this way. We're going to have to go down the tracks a little bit. I'm having such a hard time keeping the map of the game in my head. Also, I hope this isn't too dark. I do have the game's gamma turned up a little bit higher than it asked me to. You know, it has one of those gamma setting things at the beginning. But let me know if I need to turn it up even further. We do have a lantern, but I am loath to use it given that, obviously, we have to spend things to do so. And I can see okay. Station is closed at the moment. It did say that the kids gather here in the evening, not at night, so I wonder if we maybe have missed our opportunity. Just kind of letting my stamina recharge a little bit here. Not that I expect that we're going to need to suddenly, like, fight or anything. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we have an obvious way in. I mean, I would think that the kids wouldn't either. Maybe we should take it more seriously when it says that it's closed for the moment. That's such a weird thing. Like, right, that's very obviously supposed to be drawing our attention. Maybe I should go over there. Kids have not figured out, like, a back way in or anything. Yeah, maybe we've just come too late. Okay. Well, then what will we do instead? Do we just go straight for the play? We were told about this house. I don't exactly remember being told about this house, but I'm told that we were told about this house. What is that? Oh, that's the I've just been running around this building out here. This is the part of the station where the kids are probably gathered. I'm so glad that when our character... Oh, the day is over. Events have been irreversibly missed. Others can still be seized. Several events will unfold this night and become unavailable by dawn. Yep, gone missing. 7 people. 13 people have died over the past 24 hours.
The day is over. The end draws ever closer.
There's those kids.
Pantomime is rehearsed at the theater.
I think that's supposed to be the voice of our father, maybe? Because I think it was the same voice as I was reading the text of the letter when we were in his house. White, yellow, red, blue, green. What are you kids doing? Train summoning? Oh, is it working? Well, there's too few of us, not enough power. Do you all call at once or take turns? Why do you ask, Uncle Hunchback? And you're so huge, like a giant. Am I, though? I think I'm a normal guy size, as far as I'm aware. Okay. Yes, that's true, I am huge. Eat healthy and you'll be just as big. What a creepy kid. Actually, you are really big. Maybe you can help. Do you know how to train summon? I used to. Apparently this is something that kids around here just do, but it's been a while. Look, first you have to wish really, really hard for it to come. Can you do that? Definitely, yes. Next, you have to give it a name. It needs to be an adjective so that it'll be adjacent. Got it? Let's say... iron. Trains are usually iron, right? Last, find the dead end of a railroad. The southernmost one that goes into the steppe and curves a bit. Stand there and think real hard about how it needs to come soon, and call it by the name held in your mind. Will you? Sure. At least if I don't have to say it out loud, so that I won't look stupid. So what do you think the odds are that that would actually work? I'm thinking, like, even. I'm not sure that I want to see that. Probably pretty freaky. 2 weeks late already, and I'm waiting for a wonderful parcel. Candy? Nope, stamps. And my daddy's peaked cap from the war. Yeah, sounds cool. You know what children are really into is, stamps and hats. Racing train. Fast, faster, fastest train. Speedy, lightning quick. Immediate. I guess I'm choosing the wrong names. I don't know, those names seem fine, but you're not really doing, like, the rest of the thing. This is the problem, he's taking shortcuts, that's why it's not working. Okay. Can we enter this building? I'm assuming that it's, you know, closed for now, but that doesn't necessarily mean I can't break in and rob the place. This does, though. The fact that I have no option to do so. Yeah, alright. Is there a back door that we could break into, maybe? Because the thing is, I'm really down with the idea of robbing some places. Man's gotta eat. And I spent all my money on this bull. Okay, well, the house that we were supposed to investigate is right over there, but I sort of want to go down to the end of the train tracks and see if we can actually summon a train. There's like a non-zero chance that that works, right? Because this game is creepy like that. And I am sort of curious. Okay, getting really tired. Oh, wait a minute. Is there... This isn't the train car that we initially got off of, is it? Is that a... Okay, no, that is not a real live animal. Well, I feel like we should have a look around in here at least. Somebody's living in this thing. They seem to be having a rough go of it. Even if we could steal, I think I would feel really bad about doing so. Okay, so if we go to the end of the thing, and I was kind of hoping I would get an interaction prompt here. But this is not a good enough end of the tracks. They want, she talked about going toward one of the southern end of the tracks where it heads off toward the steps, so she's probably talking here or here. I was hoping this would be good enough, but apparently not. Alright, well, I guess let's get back into town. Time passes pretty quickly, and I do not want to miss our opportunity to get the, to see the play. I know, in my heart of hearts, that going to the theater and seeing what they're doing there is just going to make me feel more unsettled, less happy, but the curiosity is worse. The curiosity and the suspense are worse. Okay, so it looks like the kids have moved in here, or these are not the same kids. Well, she is. But there's only a couple of models of children, right? I'm not allowed to trade with any of these kids. So we should be looking for buildings that are abandoned so that we can sneak into them, right? But we also have a limited amount of time to do the things that we need to do. Okay, well, I mean, we're allowed to walk right in here. That's a good sign for it being abandoned and not somebody's house that they're asleep in. I have to imagine... Oh, no, this is not abandoned, certainly. What is going on in here? Hi.
Guests are always welcome here.
Yeah, it looks like it. You've interrupted a difficult conversation. I think you should leave. Well, perhaps maybe I could help. I'm skilled in a lot of areas. I understand there are things you want to know, and you think we might tell you if you ask right, but we won't. Not now. You're an interloper. Okay, fine, I'm leaving. I understand. Sure does look like a difficult conversation kind of room. A room in which a difficult conversation sometimes occurs.
He sees us from beneath the earth. Why do you think he's in heaven? He's down below.
So why did you interrupt our argument? What? There used to be two mistresses, right? Nina and Victoria. One burned, the other soothed. Nina died, so Katerina replaced her. Then Victoria died, and Katerina was torn apart. Now there are no more mistresses. The town is unprotected. Do you follow? Not really. I'm getting that feeling a lot about things that happen here. QED. But it's none of your concern, Burak. So you bumped into us accidentally. Whatever. But why couldn't you keep your big mouth shut? Don't you understand that words have power? You utter a word because you're bored, and the whole future changes. What are you talking about, though? Bumped into us accidentally. Is she talking about when I have no idea what she's talking about. Listen, I'm actually very terse. I almost never utter a word. Listen to me. You're doing the wrong thing. You're getting in everyone's way. You rip a very delicate web with your rough paws. You Baraks are only good at tearing, never connecting. Ripper. Yeah, hey, listen. I'm probably good at both. You'll see. Listen carefully, Barak. Look at me. I will make it so that you can only talk to people when it doesn't interfere with my plans. This is your first warning. You get in my way again, I'll take your speech away completely. Got it? You do seem to be a small girl, is the thing? So... hey, listen, this has nothing to do with you. I wasn't able to speak to who I wanted to before, either.
Come over here.
Oh. Oh, jeez. That guy's got a knife. Charge up. Oof, yeah, see, this is my concern, is that it's going to be a little bit harder to survive this fight. Oh, I timed that poorly. Okay, can we block knife strikes? I bet we can't, but I'm trying to restore my stamina a little bit here. Okay. Alright, buddy, run off. I don't know what your deal is. The plague makes people weirdly aggressive. Go! Get out of here! He's not... Okay, I can't get him to get out of here. Hey, buddy. Oh, I gotta loot him first. I could have looted him. I was not allowed to interact with him while I was doing the animation of putting my hands away. Okay, well, I just got stabbed by somebody for no reason. What is this house? This is like a very conspicuous building. I guess let's just go inside. Hey there. Hi. Why is everybody so creepy? Oh, you have food. I need food very badly. But I don't have anything that you actually want. You can trade this tourniquet for a needle. Don't think I ought to. Actually, do I need to, No, my health went down, but I don't look, like, injured or anything. Yeah, I might need to find some food in a real hurry here. I guess let's knock? Hello, strangers. I'm a guy who just moved into the city a couple of days ago. I would love to come into your home in the middle of the night for reasons that I will withhold from you until I am inside. But think about the benefits to you. I'll come in and you can say really cryptic, creepy things to me, and I won't tell anyone, because who would listen? I do hate loot they'll know. I'm wondering if we're going to get to a place here, a place of desperation, where I have to accept that people will know I'm robbing them. You have some coffee. I don't really need coffee. Wow, you really love fingernails. You know, it'd be really cool if we met somebody who loved fingernails as much as that guy did, but whose inventory was full of food. Okay, well... I'm not going to start looting places just yet, but we're headed in that direction for sure. Okay. Maybe I need to focus up a little bit here. What? What are we doing? Where's everybody going? Hi. Why are we all running around all of a sudden? Okay, I don't have time for this. I gotta eat. So right now we are not super far. I guess I should turn back that way and run, because that building with the lights on is a place where we could maybe buy some food. Would be nice to buy some food. You have a metal scrap. 4 matches for a metal scrap. Honestly, I think I'll do that. I've carried this thing for several days. It wasn't easy, of course. With this, I share with you my fear, my sorrow, and my anger. Oh, good. Wonderful gifts for a stranger. It was tough, but now it's become a little easier. Just a little. Thank you for easing my burden. Yeah. Just have some of my warmth, man. Warmth is life. And try to relax a little bit, would you? Okay, so we just traded with a man. Is it now the case... Yes, it's now the case that the only person we haven't trained with is a grown woman. Also, hold on a second. What was that big glowing... I don't know what Father owed, so I can't be responsible for it. What does it mean for me? I don't know what happened to Father's body. I guess they burned him, I wasn't there. Okay, so we were not waiting for the next day's dawn. I needed to get over to the cemetery in a real hurry. A lot of things are sort of unclear in this game. Because, like, when we got the thought that they were going to do something with Father's body at dawn, it wasn't in the past tense, right? So why would I assume that it refers to the dawn that had already happened, rather than the next dawn? Howdy, I need food, badly. Barak is hurt, and needs food badly. Okay, so what do I have that's actually valuable? Remarkably, the tincture is not worth anything at all. You would think it would be. Oh, I do have an egg. Hold on a moment. I'm just going to eat this egg real quick. It's raw, but any port in a storm. Okay, so what do I have that's actually worth anything at all? My gloves and my mask both are, and I don't know for sure that they're useful. Each fingernail is worth 76 coins, and we can just run places. That's probably okay. So give me... Canned food is wildly expensive. All of this food is so expensive. What? Alright, I'll trade you 2 fingernails for a piece of apple. That'll be enough to keep me going for now, but we should... we gotta get more respected in this town, so that people like us enough to trade with us at a better price. I'm hoping we can buy some more food from a place where we are treated a little bit better. Okay, that person would like to talk to me. Was it that kid again? What is going on? Why are people fleeing?
Rough as Dutch, safe to touch. Smooth as bone, leave it alone.
There's something about this that's kind of reminding me of like the old Fallout games. Are you sad? Listen, I'm so busy just trying to stay alive, I don't have time to be sad. I just wanted you to know, I sympathize. I've never had parents. I've never had anyone. So I know how terribly awful it must feel right now. Okay, what do you want from me? Why are you so weird? I'm sorry I said mean things to you. That's why you think I'm evil, isn't it? But it was the truth. Okay, but what do you want, though? You're not really answering my question. I just wanted you to know that the girl from the cemetery, Grace, is talking to your father right this moment. And I think it strains her a great deal. She is? That seems very difficult. They're speaking, and I think it's killing her. Could you tell her to stop, please? I think she might listen to you. I feel sorry for her. You understand? Right this moment, you say. Right this moment. And he's responding? Why won't you believe I'm a good person, Barak? Open your eyes. I speak the truth. Remember, I'm always speaking the truth. Fine, I'll go take a look. Woman at the cemetery. Yeah, I think that is a thing that bears some investigation, for sure. Cemetery is in this direction, apparently. See, so there's some issues here with the English not always being sensible. Not sensible, but like with the English always being kind of weird in the game, it's hard for me to tell exactly how weird it's supposed to be when Clara flips out in the middle of a conversation like that, just starts talking about something completely different. probably refill my water bottles as well here. I think we'll probably be okay on time. It seems like things don't happen terribly quickly in general in this game. It was like that funeral started at dawn, but then went on for, I guess, the entire day. It's not, in my experience, generally how they work in real life. But, you know, in real life, people are very busy. A lot of other places to be. A lot of other funerals to go to. Factory. Welcome to the machine. Here in this town, it seems like there's not a ton going on. Funeral sort of gives you... Huh. What is this, then? Hey there, Eternity. How you doing? Let's go have a chat with Eternity real quick. Hi. Okay, cool. Keep on keeping on. Keep doing your cow thing, your bull thing, I guess. It's true, the steppe does have 1,000 eyes. Probably, like, a lot more than that, I would imagine. Where exactly am I relative? Okay, there's still a bit of travel. Are these... I wonder if these are carcasses, like, this is part of the slaughterhouse? They're moving like cows from one place to another, or... I guess I shouldn't assume that the slaughterhouse is mostly for the slaughtering of cows. We have no evidence of that. Excuse me, are you Grace? I was told that you might be in danger.
Eggs and snails
You are not Grace.
and puppy dog tails.
Why did you come here? I don't need you. Nobody here needs you. We're not friends with her anymore anyway. Not friends with whom, Grace? Okay. Why? She's killing herself, Grace is, and she doesn't care. Killing herself? She talks to the dead for real, touches them with her head, but it kills the living. I'm telling her that's not how it's done, but she won't listen. And how is it done? There is another way I can show you. Come on, just walk with smaller steps. Wait a second. I want to check on Grace first. We should probably do that first, right? Okay, well that looks like a pyre. Do I have a more... I do not have a more precise indication of where Grace is. Unless it's supposed to be the case that she's in this little building. Because, I mean, this is where the marker is. I almost couldn't tell that there was a building underneath the big symbol until we zoomed in there. So what on earth is happening in here? Oh, we've been in here before. Not, like, really, but... Okay, are you Grace? You look like you could be a Grace.
It wasn't me. Don't look at me like that.
Why did you come? You aren't allowed to be here now. Is it true that you spoke to my father today? No, I didn't. Grace, that's what they call you, right? Look at me. Alright, fine, it's true. The dead need to be spoken with, otherwise they're in too much pain. And do they answer? Sometimes. When they do, I feel pain too. A girl told me it's killing you slowly, is that true? Clara, right? But she praised me, said I'm doing the right thing by consoling the dead. She's a very kind girl, though there are those who hate her for some reason. Is she very kind, though? What evidence of that do you have? Listen, does it kill you or does it not? It hurts me. Clara said I only have enough strength for 3 or 4 more conversations. After that, I may die. 3 or 4? Okay, we'll have to strategize about how best to use your ability then. This is immediately what I was thinking. It's like, oh, I can maybe gather information from the dead by using this girl, but I'd have to be very careful about how I do it. But that's me, the player, thinking that. It's somewhat more screwed up for Artemy to say it in the game world. Okay, what did my father say to you? He said that it hurts, that he never expected it, that it was strange, as if a friend had killed him. He's very sad he didn't get to see you. But he also said nothing would have changed, even if you'd gotten here on time. And then I have the option of saying something would have changed. He'd still be alive. But, like, clearly this is what he's talking about, right? That he would not, in fact, still be alive. our character is just kind of like an obstinate dick for no reason, in ways that are clearly wrong, all the time, or at least we have the option of making him that. A friend, huh? Interesting. I don't feel like we really know all that much about his relationships. I need rest. Can you come back later, please? I don't feel so well right now. Let's just say goodbye. My guess is she can't let me talk to him. So we've met this lady. Yeah, it's possible that I'm holding over some animosity for Clara from the character who is marked as Changeling on our little board of people we know there, because of the limited number of character models. It may be the case that those are supposed to be two different characters.
There's a crow in the oak saying croak and croak. And
Wow, the voice director must have given her some extremely slow instructions. Alright, you said you'd show me how to talk to the dead in a non-lethal way. Yes, I know a different way. Okay, do it. Just go slow. I've got short legs and I can't run. Why can't you run? It's not polite. Is it not polite? Is that a real thing? Yes, it makes the earth mad. It's alive, after all. Listen, it's not going to be any happier about us walking on it than it would be about us running on it. Well, that all makes sense now. Let me carry you. Where are we going?
bugs bear flowers, clock bear hours, bones bear nothing.
Little girl, you speak too slowly for me to let you deliver your whole line. Alright, here? Here, I guess. Here. Okay, show me. Shh. Listen to Swevery grow. I cannot hear it growing. We need Swevery and Twire, a blade of each kind. It's pretty. What was it? Murky? Look at me. Are you messing with me? No, I don't cheat. Okay, so how do you know all this about the dead? Because that's how I talk to Mom and Dad. Perhaps you're only imagining that? No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, your Mom and Dad, who were they? They died 5 years ago. Bad disease. A lot of people died. 5 years ago. How can you remember that? That's impossible. I mean, 5 years ago, yeah, like I was going to say, she looks like she's about 5. I don't remember what happened, but Mom and Dad told me. It's true. Okay, for now, let's say we believe her, even though I don't necessarily, although I also think that it is possible. There are obviously some weird supernatural things going on around here. Now, you go pick grass. She just told you, Swevery and three kinds of Twire. Pretty blades. Don't you know which grass is magic? Yes, I'm very good at magic grass. So, let's go pick some. Okay, there's the black Twire. There's some red Twire. This is it. Okay. That'll be Swevery, I think. Well, we still haven't actually found any brown Twire. There we go. That was what we needed. We may as well grab everything that's easy to see around here, though. We can just keep the rest of it. Well, she kind of brought us out in the middle of nowhere.
They'll have to stitch my
Yes.
belly back together.
Wow, that's a... okay. She delivered that line fast enough to listen to, and also it was terrifying, and I just want to talk over her. Yes, these are the right blades. Magic enough. Okay, so what do we do now? Go ahead then. Talk to him. You didn't tell me how yet. What am I supposed to teach? You just need to want it really hard. Close your eyes tight, too. It'll happen. What did I need the herbs for, then? Alright, so hold on. It's all just daydreaming? I did not lie. I did not. I don't need you. Nuh-uh. At all. Who cares if you... What does that have to do with anything? Why can't anyone in this game have a conversation in a normal way? What is there about you to love? I don't want to. Nuh-uh. This... What on earth are you talking about? I'm not imposing myself on you. You are... You are very strange. You are a very strange child.
We will feed.
So, hold on. The poor orphan took the rustling of herbs for the voices of the dead. I don't even have it in me to get mad. But I do have a pocket full of herbs now. Really? That's the thing that we concluded here? I mean, I guess. It's a good thing they wrote it down, because I don't think that that's what that scene was telling us. Okay. So to talk to the dead Murky's way, one must first collect a bunch of herbs. I've collected all the herbs, but it was nonsense. Okay. Father is dead, but I won't waste a girl's life to touch his ghost. I do feel pretty strongly about that, especially considering there's some chance that it's nonsense anyway. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in this game. Alright, let's, I guess on our way back toward the theater, we could stop at the end of the train tracks here. Let's do that. And is that... That can't be my father's body, right? I don't actually know how long it takes for a body to burn. I've never seen a real funeral pyre. I guess it would probably be a while. Okay. That right there is what we're looking for. That's pretty creepy, though. What is that big... Yeah, that big rock is on the map. It's something. Probably something. It looks kind of like a crow. It sort of looks like a crow, or like one of those guys with the masks on. Well, may as well collect ourselves some free herbs. Okay. There are herbs kind of everywhere out here, so this is one thing we can do. We can just walk around and pick herbs and then take them to the appropriate, to the bar and sell them. That's one way we can make some money to try to not starve to death. I do feel like I'm going to have a little bit of trouble engaging with some of the game systems, given how much time we're having to spend just, like, not dying. Okay, it doesn't seem like I have any way of interacting here. Well, she said just, like, stand at the edge of the railroad and the end of the railroad and just close your eyes. I don't actually have a button for that. I don't know. The game behaves in such a way that it's very difficult for me to know what is just people being strange and what is actually game, you know? And even the parts that are people being strange, sort of, it seems, for the sake of being strange. It's hard to tell what of it is supposed to be strange and what of it's just, like, not translated all that well. Like that what is there about you to love, I don't want to line seems like just like borderline gibberish, but I bet it's the result of a phrase in Russian that is a little bit more common than what is there about you to love, just being translated kind of loosely. So if we want to get to the theater, also, man, the rain has really started coming down. I don't know if that's picking up on the mics. I guess we could run past that same grocery store on our way to the theater, which means basically just follow the line of the train tracks. Because apparently I am going to have to buy some more food. Or do I have any... Did I buy food and then not eat it? Nope, I ate everything I bought. Okay. Yeah, just staying alive is going to be tricky. We are going to have to start stealing things from people's houses, basically. And I suppose we may as well take a drink here. And no reason not to have a maxed out stamina bar. So yeah, I'm assuming that it will not be the case that we can rob people without in general being found out, despite the fact that in theory it should be possible to break into a house. But even just picking the lock of a house is something that people will know we did. So there's no way to, like, wait for an opening or to case the joint and then go in when it's safe. Okay, this is the grocery store, right? Yes. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to put together enough money to afford food, though. And this is the store where the prices were really terrible, isn't it? You know what we need? We need somebody to get sick in a way that we can treat that's kind of high profile. Because I bet we could earn a bunch of reputation and thus better treatment if we could just, like, show that we are useful to the town as a doctor. Yeah, well, I'm desperate here. We're going to have to buy something. So, my scalpel and my tourniquet are the only things I have that are valuable at all. I guess we have quite a few needles, and the needles are pretty valuable. But again, I don't really want to buy a lot of food. I pretty much just want to buy whatever, like, the cheapest thing we can get away with is, and then go and try to buy food somewhere else later. I mean, I'm certainly not actually using the match. It feels like I probably want to hold on to the tincture, or the tourniquet, rather, and also the scalpel. Yeah, I guess if it's going to be hard, if it's going to be this hard for us to find opportunities to steal in the first place, we may as well sell a bunch of the needles. Okay, so we will eat this thing. That'll keep us alive enough to go and find a different grocery store. Okay, you are a different guy. You look a little strange.
Threading in and out of my pores.
Alright. His eyes are not dilated to the same degree. That's usually a pretty bad sign. I think that speaks to some kind of head injury, perhaps? Sorry, who are you? I've been looking for you for a while. Where were you? What were you doing? Why haven't you come to bury your father? I'm very busy trying not to die. Shame. He needed you. Waited for you. Needed me. You're aware he was dead, right? You are his son. How is a man to be buried without his son's will? He was lying in the open for a while. Refused to go into the ground, so we had to give him to the sky. What do you mean by that? He wanted change. Bothered those who feared change. Made them feel anxiety and pain. Few people liked it. Yeah, that sounds like Dad. Your father made me. Created me out of clay, so to speak. He's the one who called me Saba. For that, I was Uspte. Few liked that. I am evil, Emshen. People fear me. And for a good reason, too. But I can see your father in you, so I will be your trusted friend. I cannot tell what is happening in the dialogue. So, obviously, we're not talking about, like, father literally making this guy. This is not, like, a little brother or anything. But father remade him somehow. He was one person, and then now he is a different person, he feels. He also feels that he's evil, so that seems bad. Well, what do you want from me, exactly? Don't you want to accept your father's inheritance? I do. This is the most important thing to ever happen to you. Let's go. Okay, I guess let's go. We might end up missing the play, but this seems pretty important. Okay, we've been taken to the crude sprawl.
The wretched creature is strong.
I am sorry about Isidore, but we have not the time to grieve. Here's what matters. You are now to take your father's legacy. Take it, mind, not come into it. Pardon me, what? Here, I'm giving you his Udhar, his warm vessel. He gave it to me on the eve of his last holiday. Must have presaged the evil that would befall him. Yeah, it does seem like he did, what with having written us that letter and everything. I'm giving you his Udkar. It's yours now, as are the things inside. Now, the money, it's a light purse, isn't it? Your father didn't care much for money. Okay, you said I would take my legacy but not come into it. What did you mean by that? To take someone's obligations, word is not enough. To come into a legacy taking the things is not enough. Your father's bequeathal is more than merely material. Yeah, I'm following you. I'm trying to ask, what is it exactly? There is now emptiness where he once was. Who is to fill it? Who will heal the sick? Tell truth from lies? Who will... Kara? Who will plumb the depths? Only a Menku can cut a body. Only a Menku can pierce the unknown. Who will draw the lines? So he's talking about becoming a sort of a spiritual leader for the Steppe people here, in addition to being doctor. The wise say it, yes? I knew it would come down to more old wives' tales, or... I sort of want to tell him that I'll try. We don't actually have the option to do that. Listen, I don't care about any of this. I just want to find my father's killer. You are wrong. Look at the items I'm giving you. Open the Udkar and touch those items. Okay, well, we have received some things. What is this? A list of names. Sticky, Capella, Murky, Notkin, Khan, Grace, Tea Taichik, and an unfamiliar step sigil. Well, we've met like half the people on this list already. Okay, what is this?
Connections. Mend everything your father has torn, even if he was right to tear it.
Do any of these items seem familiar? Well, yeah, I mean, herbs and stuff. Why would he leave me herbs? You know exactly why he would leave you herbs. Don't be stupid. He used to make herbal medicine, tinctures to cure any malady. He was a Menku, a knower of connections. He saw which things sing in unison when joined. That's what the lines are, even if you say you need not this knowledge, Emshin. You speak differently, more like a normal townsperson. Yeah, I guess that's true in this place. What about this list of names? I need to know about these people. Closer, let my tired eyes see it. The names of local children. Khan is what they call the cane boy. Capella is the daughter of the master. May he choke on his name. But I know not why Isidore listed them. Is Capella... We're considering Capella to be a child? She doesn't really seem to be that young to me. I know some of these children already. Which ones? Why do you want to know that? Well, Olgumskaya is indeed Fat Vlad's daughter. She doesn't take after her father, though, much. He did pay much attention to these children. Spent most of his final days with them. They followed him like calves that trailed after a cow, or oxen pulled by a yoke. His last days, you say? Okay, that's a lead I could follow. No, we should ask him about the sigil, because I don't know what this is, but maybe he'll have something. This is a brand for barking bulls, but brands of the kin often have specific meanings. Bikara, this one is Udurg. Tough to parse. It means something like a big body or a special body, a body that contains a lot. But I'm not sure. It may just be a sigil. Okay, who could interpret this further? I am your father not, Kolbun. I can instruct you not. You are to learn on your own. Speak to people. Most of all, speak to those who knew your father well. That is how you may come into your legacy. Okay, are you once again hinting that I am to follow in my father's footsteps? Because remember, he got murdered. I'm not interested in getting murdered. We'll figure this out. Okay. So these are just like, oh, interesting. We could sleep here if we wanted to. Where are we exactly? Okay. Saba preserved father's inheritance for me. So yeah, we should check out the names on father's list, but it's already 4:42. Like I'm gonna run for the theater. How do I get out of this building? Where's the front door here? There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna run for the theater, but I think there's a pretty good chance we're not gonna make it at this point. Because time does pass just a little bit too quickly. Yeah, I'm getting a little frustrated by the way people speak. I'm not necessarily opposed to things being cryptic, but there's a point where it doesn't feel like we're getting anything out of them being cryptic. That either they're just like cryptic because the translation's bad, or they're cryptic for the sake of being cryptic. And we spend so much time talking to people that if that element of the game is annoying to you, then the whole game is going to feel that way a little bit. But I think there's some interesting stuff going on in the story here, I think. But I do feel like we spend a lot of time not really getting to interact with it or pursue it. We're constantly being pulled aside by people who just want to say stuff to us that we can't get anything useful out of. And there's the hunger and the sleep, like... You're supposed to be frustrated, you're supposed to be bummed out, you're supposed to be annoyed. I know that. I read a little bit about what the developer wrote about the intended difficulty. So I guess in that sense, they're doing a good job. And maybe there's a hint in the way the character is written, the types of responses that we can give to people, as to the way we are supposed to feel. Because it's pretty obvious that our character... Wait, is that... I want to be going down that lane. This way's fine, probably. It definitely seems like our character is just very annoyed by everything all the time. And so I guess that's what they're trying to evoke here. Our character's, like, unreasonably annoyed by everything. I kind of feel like he's a little petulant. He's just kind of a little whiny. Or at least you have the option. You very, very frequently have the option to say things that come across as a little whiny. Hey there, man. You got anything food-wise to trade? He does, but he doesn't want anything I own. Well, there's a grocery store not too far. Oh, maybe... Yeah, it's not super close. Whatever. Let's do the theater thing first, because our time for the theater thing is very limited. Okay, we hear the growling of the earth, and I would love to do something about that, but again, we are on the clock here. I need to go in around the other side of the building, I guess. And to be fair, this is not the side we entered from originally. Oh my god, it is such a pain to navigate around here too. May as well drink. Yeah, there's so many like fences and everything around, and you do not have the ability to climb any of them. It's like a pretty small annoyance, but definitely still an annoyance. So if I need to approach every building from a particular side... Is this the right... Is this how we got in last time? It must be. Nope. Maybe the problem is just that I've missed the opportunity. It's still dark out, but it's definitely a time of day that I would no longer describe as night. Okay. Now we got there in time. You can only use the front door. Alright, well, I mean, this is certainly something.
I just lay hands on a person and they... You know, if they had cancer or a tumor or something in the blood. I'm not very good with terms, but God loves me.
3 years ago, a cure for typhoid was found. 4 years ago for the Blue Death. A year ago for a strain of smallpox. Science is all-powerful.
Local medicine can do a lot. Although while studying, I started to see it as backwards, but it did work at times.
Well, satisfied with your boasting? Trying to impress each other like little kids? Unbelievable.
Enough with this ridiculous meeting, you bunch of quacks. No type of medicine will help you here.
Huh, can we speak to any of the players? Is what's his name around? Immortal? Doesn't look like it. I think we maybe gotten all that we're going to get out of this particular visit to the Playhouse. So yeah, the Clara, or the Changeling, or maybe they're the same person, represents a sort of like a traditional medicine thing, and then the Bachelor represents science, and we represent somewhere in the middle, sort of like coming from both of those backgrounds simultaneously. I get that idea. I don't know that a lot is being really like expressed here yet. Which deed will show that I'm truly my father's son? Is that a thing that we want to show? Is that our goal, really? I guess let's go to the grocery by the town hall. There's no place in town that likes us more than not caring for you. Also, can I... yeah, let's remove that marker that I put down and totally forgot about. Okay. Yeah, we gotta eat. We gotta eat, and then we can consider tracking down the names on Father's list, which is the first time that we have actually had any kind of ability to do anything regarding his death, I feel like. We've had other threads to sort of track down. We gotta meet people. We have to sort of re-insinuate ourselves into the town as a whole. But we have not really been able to do anything about the death. This will be a good change of pace. A little bit of direction. We are really cutting it pretty close on the hunger. So maybe what I need to do here... I'm assuming, by the way, just that everybody's clear on the rationale I'm using to make these decisions, I'm assuming when it says that they'll know on like a door or a drawer or something, that the penalty for stealing stuff or breaking into places will be a reduction in our... Okay. These prices are not actually any different. Yeah, I'm assuming that what we're talking about is a reduction in our reputation in that area, and that being the case, it might be wise to just like pick one area that we're okay with completely losing. Also, wow, the kid said that we would not be getting a lot of money out of the pouch, but that pouch is actually extremely filled with money. That said, everything is remarkably more expensive than it used to be, but it's hard to imagine we want to do anything other than just buy all the food here, right? Do we have anything that I really want to sell? I mean, not really. I will just take all this food. And then we will immediately eat most of this food. Yeah, it's hard to imagine that we're going to be able to even completely empty the hunger meter. We can do some good work on it, though. And then we may as well drink some water. Guy just walks into the grocery store, buys a bunch of stuff, and then devours it all standing right there in front of the cashier. Perfectly normal behavior. Can't imagine why anybody would find me weird or menacing at all. Is that guy over there who just said, "Hey, you" to me and then ran away? What is going on in this town? A very strange place. Alright. We should pursue Father's list. We should try to find out why he's writing down all these people's names, right? That seems like the most straightforward possible thing. And I have a feeling that the reason Father was killed is something that is going to be very important to our continued survival. We should also make sure to go by the bar. I don't remember exactly where the bar is. Let's do this thing first. Let's go and talk to Olgimsky the Younger. Hold on, this guy will interact with me. My wife was killed yesterday. Right, we had this conversation. I promised her we'd share every joy, every woe. I promised to protect her. What use is that now? I mean, what could you have done, really? Live on, pal, for your children. Having that conversation is good for our reputation, even though it's, like, kind of silly. Alright, we do not have the ability to trade a tourniquet off of this guy, but I totally would if we could. Have I been running past any? We should keep an eye out for water things, because we need to refill some bottles. Okay, this is the old Gimski place, right? I'm not misremembering. Nope, this is totally not. Well, let's see if we can go inside here. Maybe somebody inside will want to do a little bit of trading that will actually be beneficial to us. Or maybe we'll be able to comfort them with platitudes. The people in town seem to love platitudes. I'm wondering, if we manage to push our reputation up above no one cares about you, if we will see, like, a change in the shop prices or anything, because I think that would probably be, by a large margin, the most useful reward we could receive at this point. Okay, I feel like we've spoken to this very woman in an extremely darkened room in the recent past. Because we could also just, give people stuff, right? We know that using barter to just give people things without actually taking something in return, or without taking enough in return, can give you reputation. So maybe that's the smart play. No, wait, don't loot it. I hit E before it even registered in my head that said loot. I assumed it was a door. Ooh. Unfortunately, she doesn't really want anything we have. Well, I mean, chestnuts are certainly good, but also, at some point, I assume people will want me to do some doctoring, and I'd really like to be ready for that, if possible. Wow, 7... I don't know what to call that. Trading points. 7 desire points for each of those beings. That's kind of wild. The cost of sleeping is high, though, right? Time is really important. Okay, so I turned off the road just a little bit too early. Here we go. So we found Clara last time. Clara? Not Clara. I cannot remember what her name is. Olgimski's daughter. We found Olgimski's daughter this way last time. Hopefully she'll be in her room, right where I expect her to be, because if not, I don't really have any idea how to find her. I wonder if we'll be able to ask her about what it is we walked in on near the station. My guess is no, that the dialogue will not be reactive enough. Is that... Yep. You are also still here, although you have no interest in talking to me or trading with me whatsoever. It's like, while we have our hunger at bay here, we do still need to keep looking for any opportunity to trade food off of people.
One day, I will
Capella, that's right.
Wings. Heavy, lifting wings.
That seems very unlikely. Something happened? You look worried. Yeah, I want to ask you something. He wrote this note. Let's not bother to introduce that I'm talking about my father or anything. He wrote this note. Here, take a look. Why are these names listed together? Yours is on here, too. I don't know, but I have a suspicion. Were you his patients? Well, no. About a year ago, your father began to seek our company. We all met together sometimes, in 2s or 3s. It happened naturally. Oh, sorry, we all met together sometimes, or in 2s or 3s. It happened naturally. He taught us, I suppose, but not anything special. I think it was more about passing down something of great importance. Really? Now he's going to say I can't make heads or tails of what you're saying? This is the clearest thing anybody has said to us the entire game. You're an outsider. It's difficult to explain. We kids have our own town within the town. A separate one. And we govern it on our own. And don't give me that patronizing look. It's not some game. You wouldn't understand anyway. Listen, I grew up here. I knew all this before you learned the alphabet. Also, to a certain degree, this is true almost everywhere, right? Fine. Do you want to know why your father spent time with us or not? Yes, I do, obviously. Your father was shrewd. He can see beneath crude earth, petty lies and hard truths, Khan used to say. Khan didn't like him much, but even he got out of the Polyhedron to talk to him. He believed we were the ones who would remake this town, rebuild and conduct it, in the future. Conduct the town? Do you mean govern, or what? No, a town is like music. You must play, writing the composition as you go, all while minding the harmony. Are you a musical person? I do not imagine that Artemi Barak would be, no. Well, that's what he was preparing us for, changing the town. I can see it now. He taught each of us something important. Perhaps he gave a piece of himself to us. Yes, that must be what he did. Okay, well, I can definitely see why conservative people in the town would be upset by this idea. And those kinds of people, the kind of people who are desperately opposed to change, in my experience, are some of the most eager to commit violence. So, how dare he corrupt his children, turning into murderous rage, makes a lot of sense to me. Well... Oh, Dad, I shall not wholly vanish, no. Always the sly fox. So, we could talk to all the people on the list to try to find out a little bit more about exactly what it was that he was teaching them, and maybe exactly who that might have upset. Han is in the Polyhedron, we did learn that. Hela is the leader of the town's children. I think I took her for being a little older than she is supposed to be. The Steppe woman gave me bizarre items. Saba, also called Aspidi, preserved father's inheritance for me, and there's also another name, right? Wasn't there another name? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that character in particular. Alright, well, we know where Notkin is, we know where Khan is. We don't exactly, we don't know where Grace lives, but it seems like she spends a lot of time in the graveyard. And we could go and just look around. Yeah, I guess that's where we're at. Just go and talk to people until somebody spills something that might... Probably, it is not the case that the first interaction he had with his killer was the killing, right? I bet that we're going to find that he had a loud disagreement with somebody, or... We're going to be able to figure out a way of putting this together. Is that a body? Yeah, it totally is. I am allowed to loot him, that's fine. But an autopsy, that would be over the line. Alright, let's refill our bottles really quickly. The water mechanic does seem kind of strange so far. I wonder if it's going to be the case that we are going to find it more difficult to acquire water after a certain point. It's weird that it took all the indicators for the list of people off of the map. Why would it do that already? I guess it really wants us to go to the Polyhedron next. I do want to go over here and see what in the hell is going on with this place. Yeah, alright. I guess that makes as good a next goal as anything. So, people are sick already. People are just kind of keeling over all over the place. And when they get sick, they also get really weirdly aggressive. Oh, I guess the good news about this is that it's not going to be hard to keep in mind which direction we're supposed to be going in. We can see that thing from everywhere. Unfortunately, direction isn't everything. I guess the fastest thing to do would be to go around like that.
Come back.
Oh, what the hell? You know, when I heard that cat noise, I did not think it meant a man was going to punch me. I thought it meant that there was a cat nearby. That cat was trying to warn me. Look out for this dude. Oof. Oh no, he punched my gloves off? Day 3, in which the alarm bell tolls, and also, men disappear after being punched a sufficient number of times. Okay, that guy was not real? Is that what I'm to take there? I'm assuming that my gloves broke rather than having been dropped. Yeah, what the hell? Okay, I mean, I guess we'll just keep moving here. There's that cat again. Used to improve health. Can I really just use this on myself to improve my health? Because I could use some health at this point. Alexander Saburov hoped to outlaw tourniquets in a desperate attempt to protect his Katerina from morphine addiction. What a silly idea. One can't just outlaw bands made of rubber and leather. Morphine addiction's a serious problem, though. I guess our health doesn't necessarily matter that much if we just get punched out. Right, we have survived after having our ass totally kicked in the past, but I guess we don't know that it would be the case in the future. For now, I'm going to hold off on using the tourniquet. I would really like to use it on a patient, ideally. Okay, where am I going? I've all turned around. I'm going this way. So we were going to go down here, around the rock wall. That's right. Okay, I remember now. Got my sense temporarily punched out of me there. Or maybe I can't do the thing I was planning. Yep, and I can't jump at all. Listen, I'm not saying that I want every video game character to be Mario, but you can definitely jump higher than that. Also, you could just, like, climb stuff. A child. What? What do you want? This is an urgent matter to discuss with you, Master Barak. It concerns your family home. Why is it always urgent? Everything is always urgent. Fine. You know what? Let's just go there right now. Kid. Really? Just gotta stand directly in front of me and stop moving? Okay, this guy has a... Wow, he's remarkably not requiring that much in trade for these bullets, but unfortunately, what do you give a man who has everything? Yeah, at least we're not very far away. Alright, let's see what Vlad wants for us. It looks like there might be doings transpiring here outside of his place. Okay, this guy wants metal scraps and stuff, and he does have some things that I actually care about. Pemmican is pretty good. You know what? I will give you this metal scrap and these tweezers. I'm fine with that. Food is by a huge margin the most important thing. And plus that lets us make a trade that is favorable for that guy, which is good for our rep. Hey, everybody. What's happening here? Which department are you from, pal? Cutting? Yeah, in a way. The fat pig refuses to come out. Refuses even an explanation. Bloodsucker. What happened? The factory shut down 2 days ago, didn't you know? I mean, yeah, there's this soot problem, but when will it run again? How many of us will find themselves on the streets? Will anyone pay us for the downtime, or will the payment be reduced? I can tell you right now it's the latter, and that won't feed my children. Okay. Yeah, that sounds bad. We want at least to be told what's going on. Why is the train not coming? Why'd he cork up the termitary? I'll tell you why. They want it all shut down. They're just looking for an excuse to close the factory. There was no accident, and the toxic soot is a lie, a cover, a crock of shit. Why, though? Why would Vlad... In this guy's story, why is Vlad wanting to close down his own factory? I mean, closing the Bull Enterprise? I don't think so. We produce so much meat that everyone needs to eat. Were you born yesterday, pal? What do you know? People are illiterate here. No fancy schools, but they still think faster than you. The state has one leg in the grave. Things are going downhill so quickly we can't even end this bloody war. It won't end well. I mean, nothing ever ends well. It's just sort of how endings are. Are you going to see the man yourself? Tell him we ain't leaving without an answer. More people will come, and we'll stay here for as long as we have to. Let the hateful pig tell us the truth. Yeah, man, alright, I'll tell him. Okay, we have dealt with everybody's concerns. What is Vlad up to? You would think that he would want the workers working, because he's probably the one who benefits most from that. It's certainly not the workers. That's not really how the world goes. It could be that there actually is a toxic soot problem, but I suspect something more sinister is happening. It's just a feeling I have. Mostly based on the tone of the game. I feel like this is a place where sinister things are mostly what happens.
It's clear. There's no water beneath the town. Perhaps my child is not such a fool. Kindred blood and all.
It's like they just... Everybody needs to slow down, is what the director said. Just deliver your lines as slowly as possible. Good thing you've come to visit, Master Barak. Right on time. Early bird gets the worm, indeed. The Canes plan to take away your house. Isidore's dead, God rest his soul, and his heir is on the run. The decision will be made today. Why are the Canes even involved? Well, sorry, what? As you should know, the town is ruled by 3 families. I hold the economy, the abattoir, the factory, the station, the warehouses, known collectively as the Bull Enterprise. A silly name, but it stuck. Saburov upholds the peace. He handles the populace. And the Canes build. Houses, other structures, general planning, all on them. Okay, sure, but what does that have to do with... The Canes see all houses, including yours, as cogs in a machine. They might decide to demolish it, or do something else entirely. Sure, exactly what you do to cogs in a machine. The late Simon Kane was close to your father. One could say they were friends. Opposites truly do attract. Yes, they do. Okay, so I guess, that alone is a good reason to go and talk to Simon Kane. Go see the judge, that is, Georgie Kane. With his brother Simon dead, he's in charge. Go to him and assert your claim. Okay, well, that changes our plan a little bit. Hurry. Georgie wakes at dawn and never takes back decisions. That's just how he is. Well, here's the thing, we don't really need the house, even, right? Like, there's not a ton of benefit. I guess I left some stuff in the house. I didn't fully loot the place because we ran out of room. But, yeah, alright. Go talk to Georgie Khan and do it today. I will remember to do that. Probably. I will probably remember to do that. For real, though. The Polyhedron. Let's actually do this thing. We're looking for that bridge. Well, actually... Okay, Georgie Kane is on the way over there. That's nice. So I need to get through here. Alright, small child. Do you want to trade? You also want to talk. I don't really... I guess fingernails are pretty valuable. But they're not so valuable that they're... Like, this is a bad trade, money-wise. I need to talk to Khan at the tower, though the town is all abuzz now. Makes me kind of reluctant to leave. What tower? Yeah, tell me about the tower. Are you blind, big fella? Just look over there. The tower across the river. Our Polyhedron. The only place where life is real. When was that thing even built? It wasn't here when I left. Yeah, I would think you would remember if it was. So wait, where are we? We need to... Okay, I guess none of this stuff is crossable, so I guess we need to swing up past the clothing shop. Town's a real pain to navigate. I suppose we could use the ferry more often. I don't know, it doesn't exactly solve our problems. Handle stub. So 4 matches for a metal scrap, I don't know. Not a great deal. We're still really, really looking for just like people who have food. Seems like not that many people walk around with food in their pockets. It is a shame that we keep getting like little infusions of money, and it's life-saving for sure. But we need to not be reliant on suddenly receiving money for no very clear reason. Because that probably is going to stop happening at some point. We may have already gotten our last influx of free cash. So, like I'm saying, we could just decide that some area somewhere is going to hate us and just keep looting all the houses in that area. Or, if we could just figure out how to do doctoring stuff on a regular basis, and there's got to be people in town who need doctoring. That'd probably be good money. Artea is in the termitary, isn't she? Why was it locked? Will they open it soon? Wait a second, what Tea? Tea Taichik? Yeah, Tea Taichik. But we call her Mother Superior. Mother Superior, isn't that cool as heck? It's Capella's idea. Yeah, that is cool as heck. Okay, so we have to get into the termitary. Pardon me. Thread is definitely useful, but we couldn't even get it from her. Maybe I should be trying harder to acquire, like, hazelnuts and stuff. Because we have seen those have a pretty favorable exchange rate with the kids. Okay, so if we cut through this yard, we'll actually be on our way to where we need to go, finally. Ooh, this guy has food. 5 matches for toast. That makes me a little nervous, not having any matches at all. But, like, monetarily, this is a really good deal, I think. We still need to trade... Oh, that's right. We do need to successfully trade with a grown woman. Hey, the Bachelor? No, I guess not. He looks a lot like the Bachelor. Hey, you. Hi. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that away from her. Okay, we are generally headed in this direction. Actually, hold on. That thought about trading... Okay, Act 2. So it is not the case that each day is its own act. So we still do have this thought down here. I've yet to seriously barter with any women. Please tell me that you want to barter with me. Okay, we could trade her a tourniquet for a lemon or a needle. That doesn't seem like a great trade to me. Well, we'll keep an eye out. We'll just keep checking everybody's inventory. You should get a shirt, kid. Why don't you have a shirt on? Why is everybody okay with you just walking around with a loose jacket and no shirt? I mean, I gotta admit, the Polyhedron does not look exactly like what you would think it looked like, or what it would look like from the map. Okay, I don't want any of your stuff any more than you want any of mine. Safety pins don't really seem all that valuable. Yeah, it's tough to find people who have stuff I care about. Since I only care about the most valuable stuff. Well, we could get a thimble. I would trade her for the egg if we had enough stuff to get the egg away from her. Alright, we should probably take a little detour. Let's just, like, make sure we're talking to people as much as we can. Attempting to trade with people, but also trying to find people who actually want to talk to me. It seems like almost any time a random person has dialogue, there's a way to get something valuable out of it. Have we been in this house? I figure since we're right here. I'm not even sure why we need to barter with, like, one of each general broad category of person in town. I'm not sure why that thought exists. Probably we're not going to actually get anything for completing it, would be my guess. But it's weird, right? It's like it's a very conspicuous thing. Alright, at some point we're gonna have to just, like, steal from a place just to see what happens. But maybe not right this second. We'll try it first in an area that's, like, in the corner of town, maybe? Just someplace where we won't have to worry too much if there's a lot of local blowback. Boy, there is not a ton of value in these houses. And honestly, for the amount of space we're talking about here, they really don't have a lot of people living in them. Although who knows, maybe each one of those locked rooms contains a person, right? Alright, let's go see a man about a house. Wow! This is an extremely high-value garbage receptacle. Smoked meat is like... It's actually pretty good food. Can we get through the... We can probably get through the other side of this house, right? Poke our head around inside a little bit, see if anybody wants to trade. It really does suck to have to spend so much time trying to source food, though. I mean, I'm assuming that we were not a very good doctor, because otherwise we probably would have accumulated some more cash. Right? Doctors are always needed. Yeah, man, why does every woman in town just want tourniquets? You know, women are only after one thing, and it is disgusting. They're just obsessed with tourniquets. You're trying to have a nice conversation with the lady, and then you realize she's staring. She's not looking at your eyes. That's right, she's looking at your stylish tourniquet. Just can't get her to focus. Be like, hey, there's a person in this tourniquet, you know? Okay, so it seems like there's not a lot of different townspeople inventories. There's like a couple of standard loadouts that we're seeing over and over again. I wonder... I'm assuming that the game is not like... Because we're talking about a relatively large number of people, but with quite a small number of total character models, these probably are not all like individual people the game is tracking around or anything. Also, we could not get out the other side of the building. I'm guessing that, you know, all of these people are generated fresh every time we come near them. Just gonna watch me walk around, huh? That's pretty very normal. What a very normal thing they're doing right now. Okay. I guess we ought to get this bit of business done first, because we know that this guy's going to make the decision soon. I think we'll... Well, first of all, we'll eat. I think that's a thing we ought to do. Yeah, that smoked meat is not too bad. And then what? The pemmican is pretty good. It's alright. Actually, not as good as I remembered. What was I talking? I don't know. I was complaining about something. This has been a strong episode for people who enjoy complaining. I do want to be clear, although there are elements of this that are kind of frustrating to me. I do think it's interesting. Like in this, while the dialogue, it seems to sometimes just be like people being weird for the sake of being weird. I don't get that same feeling from the strangeness of the events. Like I do feel, it does manage to feel like it's going somewhere.
Soul moves like a slow spring.
Wow.
The harder you stretch it, the faster it contracts when released.
This guy is really reminding me of somebody, but I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's very strange. Can I help you? Are you the judge? The judge is in his workshop. What business brings you to him? I am Isidore Brock's son. I'm here about my house. The workshop is in the right wing of the mansion. We're in mourning today, but I think he'll want to meet you. You're in mourning too? Yeah, we know that Simon was killed, right? You seem troubled. Grief comes in spades these days. Who could have known the Polyhedron will turn out this way? What is this thing that you built here, anyway? How does it stay upright? From the capital, we have summoned the Stameton brothers, 2 architects. They've come forth with a bold project, a contraption that defies gravity. In the capital, they were ridiculed. We thought differently, and so we granted them this opportunity. As you can see, the Polyhedron soars. I sense a but. But the Polyhedron took away our children. The tower fascinates them. Inside, they've built something like a sovereign country, with my own son in charge. No one has any idea how to make them leave. Okay, are you afraid the tower's gonna collapse? I mean, with all of them in there? No, it's just that the tower does something to them. They don't explain this to outsiders, but I think it materializes illusions. Some sort of optical effect. Vibrations too, of course. Oh yeah, of course, vibrations too. I was just thinking that. Simon was adamant that we do not hinder the children in any way. Claimed this was the entire reason for the construction. But I want my son back. What's his name? Casper. The kids call him Khan. He's their leader. I suppose, as his father, I should be proud. Huh, Khan. He was among the children my father taught. Yes, he and your father spent a lot of time together last year. Simon and Isidore gathered some kind of coterie of children. Ones they had special hopes for. I didn't have enough time to grasp the things those two taught our children. That's very interesting. We need to learn a lot more about Simon Khan. I see. Simon Kane. Can you try to describe their teachings? I cannot. I'm sorry, but I just don't know. I trusted Simon and your father. They would not harm children. And then we can ask him if his son is in the tower right now, even though we know that he is, and we know that Victor knows that he is. Abandon any hope of entering the Polyhedron, though. They don't let adults in. Okay, I mean, we'll see. I will endeavor to get in anyway. Okay, the right wing of the mansion. Assuming... hey there. Very strange child. Very strange child who's carrying around some morphine and loves scissors. He said the right wing of the mansion, but I guess this is the front, because that's the only way that this is right. Yeah, I would call the part that faces the street the front, but what on earth is this? I didn't know these guys were into DBZ. Boy, that really is something, isn't it? I don't think I'd be okay with my kid going in there. How are you ever going to get him out? The judge is in his workshop around the corner, but I can tell you his answer right now. Yes, you may. Sorry, I may what? You may slay the outlaws at night without repercussions. You're the fifth to come and ask about that. Am I? And why have you come? I'm wondering if my man is going to come and ask the same. If he's genuinely planning to kill the killers. If he is, I'm leaving. Today. Well, I admire your resolve. You know, she's made a decision. If somebody you know is planning to murder a person, even a villain, then there's something wrong with them. And I've seen a few red flags already. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. Thanks a lot. Now I'm feeling ashamed of myself. Listen, I've only killed in self-defense, probably. Now, you be careful at night. There's no guarantee your boyfriend doesn't join the outlaws instead. So in his workshop around the corner, she says. Like, is there going to be another door over here? Sure does seem to be the case. So, we know that the death toll is rising. The game has not been super clear to us, like, how that number is arrived at. 13 people have died in the last 24 hours. I assumed it was the disease starting to take hold, especially since we're seeing diseased people from time to time. But maybe it's just roving gangs of angry dudes killing whoever they feel like killing.
Everything is connected. Woven together, it forms a pattern in the great design. A human weaver who makes new connections cannot be ended by death.
I suppose that's a nice way of thinking of that. You're Artemi Barak. Yeah, that's me. About the house. Now, after I've seen you with my own eyes, I relinquish all claims I have on your property. The house is yours. Yeah, that's all it took? I'm going to write a decree, pass it to the prefect of the Hindquarters district. Today, of course. Why today? And those are the rules. The judge's decision is executed on the same day it's made. But why? That sounds inconvenient. Does it, though? Convenience is poison. One must accustom themselves to pursue any intention as soon as it appears, regardless of difficulty. Otherwise, one burns out, gives in to doubt, starts fearing oneself. The bolder the dream, the more surely it becomes dust when the moment is lost. I could not disagree with this any more than I do. Okay, now I understand. You're one of those guys who believes that gut instinct is better than thought. Sadly, a pretty common affliction. Okay. Home is where your friends, your Taglur, are. I wonder how Lara is doing. That's a strange thought to suddenly have. We also never did actually go back and try to talk to Stock. I'm a little worried that he does think I killed my father and thus would attack me as soon as he saw me. The judge changed his mind based on literally nothing, it seems like. Prove my rights of ownership. I need to hand the paper signed by the judge to the Hindquarters District Prefect, which is there. And today, right? I need to do that, like, today. Well, let's go to the Polyhedron and then the Cathedral, and then we'll figure out this other stuff. So how do we get across to the Polyhedron? Oh, there's a bridge right there. This is just going to lead down to a boat. Hey, man. How you doing? You look extremely normal and not angry at me. Kinda seems like those guys don't have eyelids, right? How do you think they keep their eyes moist? Maybe they have like a frog tongue? You know, he didn't have it out at the moment or anything, but just every time one of their eyes starts to dry out a little bit, it just flicks up and deals with the situation. Okay, ooh, you have 2 apples. It's the richest lady in town. Okay, kids. Hate to break it to you, big fella, but we won't let just anyone in. I need to speak to Khan, though. Khan, what do you want with him? It's him who wants to meet me, not the other way around. And we'd know if he wanted to see you. Know why you're all grown up? Because you forgot how to lie. There's an art to it. I'm not getting in, am I? Those are the rules. The tower is all ours. No adults allowed. So the tower is chock full of kids? Well, we got some space left. There's only 700 of us. Wow, really? What do you even do in there? You are asking too many questions. To hell with these games. Tell Khan I said hi. So, we don't have an obvious way of getting in there. If we could somehow, you know, do something out here that made Khan feel like he needed to come see us, or... I don't know how he would do that, but I'm wondering if there's maybe something we could do out here to sort of draw him to us. Now, lend me your eyes and ears. We trust you, so we'll let you in on the game. Okay? That sounds important. Very much so. We've never ever allowed an adult into the great game. It's forbidden. You'll be the first. Or, rather, the second. Believe me, we wouldn't invite you if not for that first one. What first one? The one. The one everyone's after. The person who's, well, the old man, I mean, your father. I mean, you know. What? The person who's... And see, our character has the option of saying, what? Are you kidding? Impossible! But this, like, the context of the conversation so far, and then this is just gibberish. It's just like a nonsensical response. Have you, like, seen them? We've seen whatever they left in our game. That's enough. What game? We have these caches, lots of them, all over the town. That's where we leave messages and gifts for one another. It's a test of intuition. If you find one, you get to the next level. It also tests greed. Whoever takes items without giving anything in return gets kicked out. But that's not important. Not what you should be thinking about. It does seem important. Why are you even telling me about it otherwise? Okay, what should I be thinking about then? The murderer left some items tonight. From the old man. Bloody something. And a scary note saying they know we'll try to catch him. That we're reading it. That they see all. It shook me in my boots. Okay, where did you find that stuff? There are 2 caches nearby. The dam and the bowsprit. Go, and you'll see for yourself. Only if you take from a cache, leave something too. Respect the rules, or it'll all go south. I do respect rules. I mean, I don't think that's generally true, but I am choosing to respect these rules. The players already gather here in the stone yard, next to the caches, I mean. They've already been to the middle town and the earth. Maybe they found something there, too. I believe 3 parties are already here. They might know more, but I don't know where they are. I've been standing here waiting for you to pass by like an idiot. 3 groups of kids scattered across the stone yard. That's kind of sort of what he said here. Alright, well that's fascinating and also kind of a big distraction. I guess the kids are, the people who are waiting for me by the cathedral. Never mind. So, the stone yard... What does the stone yard refer to? Is that the name of a district? I think it might be. Skinners, the Tanners, the Hindquarters... Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I thought I had seen the stone yard written on the map somewhere, but I guess not. More players of the game spend time nearby. Okay, so this is the area that they're talking about, the stone yard. Okay, well let's head in that general direction. I don't know that we have a lot else to do anyway. What is happening here? What do we all... Oh, that is unusual. The crows perching directly on the cathedral are a bad omen. Why? Now, for the Canes, every building is a machine, making something for humans, or with them. For example, this cathedral has nothing to do with religion. There's a grim joke circulating around, claiming that the cathedral makes time. Makes time for what? It just makes it, produces it. The Canes lay out their buildings in such a way that they change the perception and worldview of those inside them. I guess Simon wanted people to, I assume, feel the flow of time differently inside the cathedral, so that's how he planned the building. But then rumors simplified the idea. Okay, so how... Well, he didn't say that crows were at fault, but how are crows at fault? They slow time down. The Canes rush it ahead. They refuse to sit on their hands. Complacency and laziness are the worst sins in their book. Are the worst sins in their book, is maybe how an English speaker would read that. Slow time is tantamount to death for them. But those are just silly rumors. Okay. I, on the other hand, don't like being rushed. The crows not being noticed by anyone is a bad omen. Well, it's not the case that they're not being noticed by anyone. You're standing in a group of people who are staring at them. And what kind of omen is that? A real one? Crows are harbingers of death. Whoever doesn't notice crows will die soon. We've been standing here for a while. Many people passed us by. The 3 of us were the only ones who stopped to look. Hey, the 4 of us. The 3. There are 3 of us. Oh, yes, 4. Seems like you're behind on your arithmetic. Maybe study up. As always, Artemi Barak being a dick to people for no reason. The crows being so numerous this year are a bad omen. Sein Bena Kayala. How fares your kind? With us Katanga, all omens seem to be death omens, and no one cares. I don't think I've ever met a people so indifferent. Oh, when crows are numerous, they're waiting for carrion. And what can we give them? Our bodies feed Mother Bodo, the earth. Why feed crows? Idahamna Kyrene? Man, I don't know. That would be like giving yourself to the sky. You know it's a bad way to go, and so the omen is ill. And then we say, bite your tongue. You don't know what you're saying, because apparently that's upsetting to us for him to have said that. Maybe because they said our father gave himself to the sky? But also maybe because sometimes interactions in this game are just like that? Let them wait. They'll get nothing. Yes, I'm sure it is the case that nobody will die, so these crows will be wasting their time. This guy doesn't want any of our stuff. This looks a little bit like the dead shop. Is that where we are? Thing is, we actually could kind of use the dead shop. I don't remember exactly where it was. I feel like it was on the north side of a building that was another shop. But maybe I'm misremembering. Thing is, we actually have quite a few dead things now. We have like the broken ampules and stuff. So I would love to sell those off, but I can't remember exactly where to do that. Hold on. We had a thought about that, probably, right? Although at this point we have enough thoughts that it's a little awkward to pick out individual ones. Was that an Act 1 thought? It looks like none of these have the option to view their location on the map anymore anyway. Okay, well, whatever. I'll find the dead shop. I'll figure out where it was. I can do that off camera. Let's... We just hit the 2-hour mark, and I would like to find a place to save. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it went on a little bit longer, but I am a little tiny bit pressed for time. That person is also just kind of staring up into the distance, although not at any crows. Oh, nope, now she doesn't seem to be staring up at all anymore. Out of curiosity, do you... Nope. Still no trade. Oh, she has raisins. Now, a small sweet that wouldn't satisfy an infant, but probably just, like, good for trade. Yeah, it's weird. Weird how fixated the townspeople are on just, like, a very small number of trade goods. This house at the end of the lane smells of blood so strongly that I could smell it from over here. That's kind of crazy. Alright, I mean, I guess let's have a look. That's a pretty weird notification. And given how quickly time passes here, it actually is a serious inconvenience for us to, like, walk away from a thing on the edge of town and then have to come back to it later. Time is somewhat limited. Okay, that's interesting. It sort of looks like a, wow. Guy is intense. He really hates something about that wall. Maybe it's the shelf? Maybe the shelf insulted his mother at some point. Hey there, man. What's up? You have some stuff, some, like, generally useful doctoring stuff. Here's the thing, I don't have any money. Yeah, and he doesn't value our own doctoring stuff at, like, an unusual rate. I'm wondering if he would get mad at me for going back here. No. Seems to be fine with him. Hey there. Who are you? What do you want? This place smells of blood. Who sent you? I'm Isidore Barak's son. I'm not going to answer any of his questions. Did you bring me blood, Isidore Barak's son? Why, do you buy it? Either give me the goods or get lost. What goods are you interested in these days? We know that. He just... Okay. Day blood. Kidneys, spleens, hearts. No longer than 200 minutes on the ice. And don't try to swindle me. So fresh blood, he means, not day blood. Well... How much? I'll tell you when I see it. Fair enough. Out of curiosity, could we give him old blood? Would he know the difference? It looks like he does not. I'm wondering if we would maybe suffer for having done that later, though. If he would decide, if he could, like, figure it out and then be cross with me in the future. In one sense, the fact that he buys blood is maybe a little comforting. It probably doesn't matter that much if he gets mad at us in the future, because we know he's not, it seems like at least, he's not willing to spill his own blood. He's not willing to get blood the old-fashioned way, pay the iron price for it, so to speak. Then again, I'm always a little bit unsettled by somebody who just, like, really wants to have a lot of blood, just a lot of spare blood. Okay, so where am I going here? We could go down to this... The children's stash is on this side of the river. So actually, yeah, I guess we should pursue that now. Is this kid running to us? He sure is. Notkin asked you to come by, Big Bear. Looks like our troubles hunt in packs. Was someone else poisoned? One of our lads, Patches, came down with something nasty. He's burning up, won't last long. That dandy doctor from the capital examined him, told us the pills would kill him for sure. What do you mean pills will kill him? How should I know? He was rambling on about them being old and stale and biotic or something. That guy's a worthless fraud, he is. Wants to board us up inside our hideout and let us rot. Antibiotics. He's talking about antibiotics. Notkin told us, go and find the younger Barak. If anyone can make sense of this mess, it's Isidore's son. That fancy weasel only thinks about boarding us up, so Barak's our only hope. Oh yeah, quit it with the praise already. I'll have to brew a little something first. Can you make it 3 hours? The Blackcoat said Patches has until the evening to live. Not even till nightfall. Okay, run along. I'll be there soon. So we need to go home then. Alright, here's my plan. We're going to go hit this. We're going to do that very quickly. Then we need to go to our little room. Wait, how do I get through? Okay, there's a break in the wall over here. Then we need to go to our little room where we can brew up some stuff. Hazelnuts only have 2 value for you. That's a shame. And then we'll go to the kid. And that's got to be a pretty high priority, because I do not have any doubt in my mind that that kid will totally die the instant the game decides it is evening. Man, I wonder if there is any way to increase my ability to run. Maybe there's, like, I don't know, a thing we could brew for ourselves? I'm just thinking, it's a real pain in the ass to cross the town with our stamina the way it is. Okay, so if you take something, you gotta put something back. That's what we were told. We definitely have some stuff that I don't think is actually useful. Well, we have some stuff that's not actually valuable. I don't know about useful. As we could drop off the dead things. I don't know if that'll actually count. But it seems to me like we probably want to take this and this. And they said you have to put something back. They didn't say what. And they didn't say if you have to put back the same number of things that you take out. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put back the same number of things I take out. But that was definitely not helpful in finding out what happened to our father. I was kind of hoping that there would be another bloody note like the one the kid was talking about. But at least we managed to trade some actual garbage for some items that at least children might trade for, and children sometimes have good stuff. I don't know where they get it all, but sometimes they have it. I don't think we want to take necessarily either of these things. We could get the fingernail. I mean, fingernails are useful. Then again, we're also maybe about to have to do some doctoring. Maybe it might be a good idea to grab some morphine. Okay. What is going to be the fastest way back to our place? Harospex's lair. People who need me will sometimes wait around this place, despite the fact that a big part of me liking that place is that people don't know about it. Whatever. Let's just get back there. I think that's got to be the move, right? Because we're going to have to brew a little bit. We certainly have the herbs. We can afford to brew. And then we'll go help the kid. And I have to imagine that if that goes well, probably what I should do is just like set markers more frequently here. So make it a little bit easier to move around. Won't have to look at the map quite as frequently. But if we help this kid, hopefully word will get around about how we helped the sick kid. Because I had to think that could be pretty good for our reputation. Okay. Now we can just kind of head in the general direction of the padlock icon. Although, like, even that kind of stuff is not foolproof, really, because there's so many places where you have to, like, go around a wall. You can rarely just move as the crow flies, so to speak. May as well refill. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in town. It's a shame that it takes so long to move around the town, or we would be able to spend more time investigating. Also, it does seem like there's always something urgent happening, right? I think probably part of the game is learning to balance responding to urgent events with, like, maybe not learning to balance, but learning to weave in the other stuff that you want to do between the things that you need to do. Like, if we had a better sense of a thing or two that we might want to do in the center area of town, we could do that on our way between the Polyhedron and our home. Okay, we are headed in generally the right direction. We probably could have visited one or two people that are on the list, right? Well, that'll be a priority for next episode, continuing to explore the list. Second priority, right behind trying to make sure this child doesn't die of poisoning, I guess, or some kind of infection anyway. So the Bachelor said that antibiotics would kill the kid, right? So I'm wondering if he's maybe in a rough enough state that we can't afford to do anything during the treatment that's going to harm him. Okay, this is me, right? Yes. I have a feeling like this is going to be our first actual test of medical understanding, of how well we have managed to comprehend the things we have been told about the medical system. So hopefully we won't screw it up. Hi, person, why are you in my home? Who let you in? I'm sorry about your loss. Still, think bright thoughts. Earth takes her due, but gives in kind. Have you now remembered me? Do you remember our connection? Oh, this is that lady. Your dress is even more torn than before. You danced with all your energy, huh? I needed to make Earth split open, to lay your father to rest. I see. I'm all yours, Kirkan. What is your name? You don't remember at all? No, I honestly don't. This is what you told me once. I often dream of salt, either its taste, or color, or whole salt pits, or holding some in my pinched fingers. Do you believe me now? Wait, it can't be. Some stuff, but you're not heartless, however cruel. I won't leave you. I hold no grudge against you. Just mind this. When you finally remember, when you realize why you need me, do not hold a grudge either. Promise? Sure, I'm not the type to hold grudges, I've decided. Don't send me away. We are bound, you and I. I am yours. Remember that, at least. Okay. I mean, yeah, you can stay here, I guess. You seem kind of crazy, but not any crazier than anyone else around here. Alright, our exhaustion's getting kind of bad, but unfortunately, it's just going to have to wait. That is going to be it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. Boy, that was not a very smooth transition. On my recording software, it looks like that's really chugging. Anyway, yeah, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we see if we can save a child's life, and then maybe we can catch a nap. And we'll see you then.